Hello everyone. Today our topic is international market part 2. In as much as the number of options a firm faces is multiplied as it moves into international market, decision making becomes increasingly complex the deeper the firm becomes involved internationally. One is dealing with multiple currency, legal, marketing, economic, political, and cultural systems also. Geographic and demographic factors differ widely in factor as one moves geographically and virtually everything becomes a variable. There are few fixed factors. So strategy is defined as an element in a consciously devised overall plan of corporate development that, once made and implemented, is difficult, that is costly, to change in the short run. By way of contrast, and operational or tactical decisions is one of that sets up little or no institutionalized resistance to making a difference decision in the near future. Some theorists have differentiated among strategic, tactical, and operational, with the first being defined as those decisions that imply multi year commitments, a tactical decisions, one that can be shifted in roughly a year's time, and operational decisions, one subject to change in less than a year. In the international context, we suggest that the tactical decisions, as the phrase is used here, is relevant to the strategic level because of the uh, international environment not present in the purely domestic. For example, workforce planning and overall distribution decisions, changes may be implemented domestically in a few months, but if one is operating internationally, law, contrast, or contract and other customs may intervene to render change difficult unless implemented over several years. Now, modes of entry into international business. Now we discuss in details. A mode of entry into an international business is the channel which our organization employs to gain entry to a new international market. This lesson considers a number of key alternatives but recognizes that alternatives are many and diverse. There are two major types of entry modes: equity and non-equity modes. The non-equity modes category includes export and contractual agreement. The equity modes category includes joint venture and wholly owned subsidiaries. Now, exporting. Exporting is the process of selling of goods and services produced in one country to other countries. There are two types of exporting: direct and indirect. Direct export represent the most basic mode of exporting, capitalizing on economics of scale in production, concentrated in the home country, and affording better control over distribution. Direct export works the best if the volumes are small. Large volumes of export may trigger and protectionism. Types of direct exporting. Now, sales representatives represent foreign suppliers, manufacturers in their local markets for an established commission on sales. provide support services to the manufacturer regarding legal advertising, local sales, representation, customs, clearance, formalities, legal requirements. Manufacturers of highly technical services or products such as production machinery benefit the most from sales representation. Importing distributions or distributor purchase product in their own right and resell it in their local markets to wholesaler, retailer, or both. Importing distributors are a good market entry strategies for products that are carried in inventory such as toys, appliances, and prepared foods. Now, advantages of direct exporting: control over selection of foreign markets and choice of foreign representative companies, good information feedback from target market, better protection of trademark, patents, goodwill, and other tangible property, potentially greater sales than with indirect exporting. Disadvantages of direct exporting: higher startup cost and higher risk as opened to indirect exporting, greater information requirements, longer time to market, and opposed to indirect exporting also. Now, indirect exports. An indirect export is the process of exporting through domestically based export intermediaries. The exporter has no control over its products in the foreign market. Now, types of indirect exporting: export trading companies, ETCS, provide support services of entire export process for one or more suppliers, attractive to suppliers that are not familiar with exporting, as ETCs usually perform all the necessary work, locate overseas trading patterns, present the product, quote on specific inquiries, etc. Export management companies, EMCS, as similar to ETCs in the way that they usually export for producers. Unlike ETCs, they rarely take on export credit risk and carry one type of product, not representing competing ones. Usually, EMCs, that is export management companies, trade on behalf of their suppliers as their export departments. Now, export merchants. Export merchants are wholesale companies that buy unpackaged products from suppliers, manufacturers for resale overseas under their own brand name. The advantage of export merchant is promotion. One of the disadvantages for using export merchant results in presence of identical products under different brand names and pricing on the market, meaning that export merchants' activities may hinder manufacturers' exporting effort. Now, conforming houses are intermediate sellers that work for foreign buyers. They receive the product requirements from their clients, negotiate purchase, make delivery, and pay the suppliers, manufacturers. An opportunity here arises in the fact that if the client likes the product, it may become a trade representative. A potential disadvantage include suppliers and unawareness of lack of control over what a conforming house does with their product also. Now, non-conforming purchasing agents are similar to confirming houses with the exception that they do not pay the suppliers directly. Payment take place between a supplier and manufacturer and a foreign buyer. Now the advantage of indirect exporting. First, market success, then concentration of resources for production, little or no financial commitment. The export partners usually covers most expenses associated with international sales. Low risks exist for those companies who consider their domestic market to be more important, and for those companies that are still developing their R&D marketing and sales strategies also. The management teams is not distracted. No direct handle of export processes. Now disadvantages of indirect exporting. Higher risks than with direct exporting, little or no control over distribution, sales, marketing, etc., as opposed to direct exporting, inability to learn how to operate overseas, wrong choice of market and distributor may lead to inadequate market feedback affecting the international success of the company. Potentially lower sales as compared to direct exporting due to wrong choice of market and distributors by export partners. Those companies that seriously consider international markets as a crucial part of their success would likely consider direct exporting as the market entry tool. Indirect exporting is prepared by companies who would want to avoid financial risk as a threat to their other goals also. Now, licensing. So, an international licensing agreement allows foreign firms either exclusively or non-exclusively to manufacture a proprietor's product for a fixed term in a specific market. Summarizing, in this foreign market entry mode, a licensor in the home country makes limited rights or resources available to the licensee in the host country. The rights or resources may include patents, trademarks, managerial skills, technology, and other than can make it possible for the licensee to manufacture and sell in the host country a similar product to the one of the licensor has already been producing the selling in the home country without requiring the licensor to open a new operation overseas. The licensor earning usually take forms of one-time payment and technical fees and royalty payments, usually calculated as a percentage of sales. So as in this mode of entry, the transfer of knowledge between the parental company and the licensee is strongly present. The decision of making an international license agreement depend on the respect of host government show for intellectual property and on the ability of the licensor to choose the right partners and avoid them to compete in each other market. Licensing is a relatively flexible work agreement that can be customized to fit the needs and interest of both licensor and licensee. So, the main advantages and reasons to use an international licensing for expanding internationally: obtain extra income for technical know-how and service, reach new market not accessible by export from existing facilities, quickly expanding without much risk and large capital investment, pave the way for future investments in the market, retain established markets closed by trade restrictions, political risk is minimized as the license or licensee is usually 100% locally owned, is highly attractive for companies that are new in international business. So, on the other hand, international licensing is a foreign market entry mood that represent some disadvantages and reasons why companies should not use it. So, lower income than in other country moods, loss of control of the licensee, manufacturer and marketing operations and practices dealing to loss of quality, risk of having the trademark and reputations ruined by a incompetent partners. The foreign partners can also become a competitors by selling its production in places where the parental company is already in. So that's the end of the video, my friends. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel. I need your support, my friend, and also comment, share my channel. In the next episode, I will discuss about franchising in international marketing environment. So thanks again for watching my videos. Good day, my friend.